That was fast. Hold on, I'm not even done setting up. Jeez Louise. That was fast. Oh, come on. Come on. Pause. Share. That was, hey, how you doing, Cora? Okay, done. That's done. Stop that. Stop that. Bam, bam. Okay, all right. Where am I at? Bam. Oh, dang it. The freaking. That's the way. Oh, this side. All right. One, two, three. What up, dude? What up, Cora? Haven't even looked up. No, I'm still setting up the stream. Sorry. Give me a second. Hold on. There we go. All right, that should work now. All right, we should be good. Does this work? There we go. Okay. Hello. What up? All right. Yeah. I had to. I was sharing. You were in like freaking 30 seconds. So yeah, I was still sharing it and setting up. I didn't even. I'm slow. Copy. One more. Bam. Okay, and then we go here. We go here. Okay. Oh, did this long. There we go. Stop. Bam. Sorry, I'm working on it. Working on it. I have to automate this. I don't. I whoa. Okay, hold on. But I have to join class in 10 minutes. Oh, that's all right. This is very early for me. I'll be on all night tonight too. I mean, I'll be taking breaks throughout the day. But yeah, hold on. Pin. There we go. What up, Throw? What up, Kahora? What up, Saeed? What up? Oh, sorry, my brethren. Brother, I'll be here. I've noticed that a lot of times I don't even get the notification that you're online. Yeah, something's going on. Discord's the best way, but sometimes I forget. If I go live from my phone, it tells Discord right away automatically. But if I go live from my computer, then it tells the Discord YouTube notifier after I finish up, which is odd. Yeah, I just want to watch it. I just want to man, I just watched an interesting story. I want to share. Let's do it. What you talking? What we talking about? What we talking about? Did I pin that? I think I did. There you go. Here we go. All right. Yeah. I like interesting stories. Ooh. I like interesting stories. Okay. Let's see. Bam. Was that broke? Hey, that's me. That's me. Let's see.
What rule in your house would horrify other people? We had a rule in our house. If Dad was wearing his red
Can you hear that? Everybody. Everybody. Double check.
baseball cap
Yeah, it looks like you can.
indoors, nobody was allowed to talk to him. Not a word. Not even pass the salt at dinner. It wasn't every day, maybe once or twice a week. He'd come home from work, red cap on, and we'd all just navigate around him. Mom would put his dinner plate down silently. My sister and I would do homework in our rooms. If we needed something from the living room and he was there, we'd wait. I thought this was totally normal, like how some dads have a "don't bother me during the game" rule. Ours was just the red cap thing. If friends were over and saw the cap, I'd whisper "red cap day," and they'd just shrug and we'd play outside. The rule was so ingrained that I once got in trouble at school school for ignoring a substitute teacher. She was wearing a red hat, and my brain just went, don't talk. I couldn't even explain it properly to the principal. Mom enforced it hard, too. Once my little sister asked Dad for help with homework on a red cap day, Mom grabbed her arm so tight it left marks and dragged her to her room. Later, she apologized but said we had to respect Dad's needs. In high school, I finally asked Mom why Dad needed red cap days. She got this tired look and said, your father works very hard, and sometimes he needs quiet to decompress. The cap helps us know when to give him space. Made sense to me. Dads work hard. Whatever. I moved out for college, and roommates thought it was hilarious when I'd warn them about my dad's red cap rule before visits. Just don't talk to him if he's wearing it. He's cool otherwise. Last year, I'm home for Thanksgiving. I'm 26 now. Dad's wearing the red cap at dinner. We're all eating silently when my boyfriend, who I'd warned repeatedly, accidentally says, sir, could you pass the turkey? The entire table freezes. Dad's hand stops halfway to his fork. His jaw clenches.
So this is bullshit. This is feminist propaganda to make men seem like they're really bad, they're overly emotional, and they can't control themselves. It's absolute crap. It's absolute crap. Listen, no one would not tell their kid. No one would be like, look, hey, when I wear this red cap, they would say, please, son, please, daughter, I had a really bad day. Well, just give me some time. Or they would go to somewhere else. They wouldn't just wear the red cap, wear the MAGA red hat. This is propaganda.
Then he just gets up and leaves. Doesn't say a word, just walks out to the garage. Mom starts crying, actually crying, at Thanksgiving dinner. My boyfriend is mortified, apologizing profusely. I'm pissed at him, but also confused by Mom's reaction. It's just the stupid cap rule. Why is she sobbing? My sister pulls me aside later. You really don't get it, do you? Turns out Dad wasn't decompressing. The red cap days were when he was actively fighting the urge to hit us. Yeah, the fucking red cap was his...
It's bullshit. It's propaganda. It's feminist, leftist propaganda meant to red cap, MAGA hat, men bad, women better, men violent. Yeah, no. So when I want to have the urge to hit you, I put on my red cap. I want to just beat you, but I can't because the red cap, and that's to notify you that red cap means violent. This is propaganda. It's 100% propaganda.
I want to beat my family warning system. He'd started wearing it after he gave my mom...
Yeah, I want to... Like, the wife wouldn't divorce him and take half of his money and his kids and everything because he wears a red hat twice a day. Or twice a week. This is propaganda. Learn it. I love it.
Black eye when I was 3. Went to anger management, and the therapist suggested a visual cue to let the family know when...
No, that's bullshit. No way. No. If you told your therapist that I want to beat my family, the therapist would call the police on you because they have to protect this. People know so little about what is it, doctor patient privileges and stuff. You absolutely have to report if you have a person that comes in and says, I want to beat my family and I can't resist it. These people go to the bin. They go to the trash bin of history. They don't just say, well, wear a red hat. Well, what happens if he wears the red hat and beats the piss out of somebody? Right. This is propaganda. This is propaganda. 100%.
Dangerous headspace. The cap was supposed to be temporary while he worked through his issues. Instead, it became our normal for 23 years. My sister knew because she'd walked in on Mom putting makeup over bruises once.
Yeah, this is all bullshit. 100%. 100%. Nope. No one ever called the cops. No one ever did anything about it for 23
Mom begged her not
years.
To tell me because I was too sensitive, and she wanted to protect me from the truth. So while I thought we were respecting Dad's need for quiet after a hard day, we were actually...
So why didn't he put it on in the middle of the day? Why not during a family issue did he be like... why didn't he ever do that? She just noticed all of a sudden that the cap happened to be on when he came home from work. And yeah, this is propaganda. Why are you wearing red shirt? Because I want to beat you, because MAGA. It's so crazy. All right, why is my wackadoodle thing not working here? Hold on. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Select live sources. Activate selected, already available. Why is my thing not working? No, that's working. Do I not have it here? Huh, what's going on? Oh, wait a second, I broke something. Okay, cancel. All right, hold on, I broke something. Add browser. There we go. Hold on. I'm still working on something. I broke something. The red cat means violent man that wants to beat you. Yeah, I hate prop. Yeah. This is absolutely crazy. Oh, I broke it again. Hold on. Uh, oh, did I break it again? Where's that? Oh, why is that not working? Sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out why this ain't working here. That's weird. Oh yeah, sorry. Why's that not working either? Hold on. Properties. Why is that not working? Okay. Hmm. Oh, so okay. Sorry. I'm trying to find out why the chat doesn't pop up. What? Okay. All right. I did break something. Sorry. Okay. Uh, there we go. Sorry. My apologies. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. So that can go away. That can go away. There we go. Okay, sorry. Okay, back with it. Sorry. On my life, I'd rather do a crash course of feminist literature than deal with South Africa back ever again. Not saying something. You wearing a red shirt. Google made it blue. Bart Simpson votes for Trump. Spread the word. In China, red money means health and prosperity. Prosperity, sheesh. Prosperity. Have a red day. Propaganda or just no, it's a 100% propaganda, 100%, and distributed freely. So there's a company called Chorus, and they help spread leftist propaganda. This is what you would call leftist. There's right propaganda and left propaganda. So if you hear something like this that says, Dad wore a blue hat and then he turned transgender because he just wanted to make sure he didn't cry in front of Mom because of toxic masculinity. That would be, but yeah, 100%. I'm doing really good, my brother. I'm doing really good. What's going on, Isla? And why Richard not embrace his lab coat, I'll never know. Red means health and prosperity. We need scientist Richard. Red is red, and it now stop spreading misinformation. Yeah, that's it's absolutely so crazy. Like, and the thing is, you even have people that want to be propagandists, so they make stuff up like this. So was it government made? It seems like it because it hits all the points. It hits all the bullet points, and a lot of there's a bunch of stuff that came out yesterday about a lot of influencers that have management companies. Their management companies are telling them that they should start talking about, even if they're like beauty influencers and stuff, to at least start mentioning the ice, this and that. It's all crap. Reddit has red in it. Imagine being part of a party that isn't even right. Right. They're always wrong, but people are so easily influenced. That's why influencers get paid so well, because they can influence people's spending and voting habits. That's crazy. But yeah, that's what that is. Absolutely. That's a mic. Yeah, that's a microphone. Yeah. You can't see it really right there. That's a microphone. That's my microphone. Yeah, there you go. Yep. No, it's direction. It's called a shotgun mic, a directional mic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why it's bong shaped. Yeah, like I keep my bongs. Cardioid. Yeah. Yeah. So right. Interesting stuff, though. Interesting stuff. Isn't it interesting how stuff that you just like, oh my goodness, that dad wore a red cap. I wonder how many other people wear red caps just because they want to beat you. Maybe if the guy, he won't beat his family. This is crazy stuff that's out there. And you wonder why so many people are like if Trump would have had a purple hat, then this would have been like, why did dad always wear a purple hat growing up for 23 years? The purple hat represented the bruises he wanted to give to women. I told my boyfriend. Nam is working to learn OBS, Richard. I helped her set it up yesterday. So cool. Hey, yeah, dude, look, I battled with it for like a month, but I got it like boom, 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 boom. Now I can add all kinds of wackadoodle stuff. If you need any guidance or whatever, I'll help you out. So that's why we can't hear you when you talk away. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You need to help a girl out. That autocorrect will turn you off. Let's see the color of eyes. My eyes? I'm brown. I got brown eyes. I'm not worried about this red hats. I'm worried about the red shoes. Right? Remember that back in the day, or red shoelaces? That was also a thing. But yeah, it's so crazy, and I'm so thankful that I was able to spend so much time in the movie industry that they would talk openly about what they had to add to things for these reasons. Like, okay, what hat are we going to give the murderer? Well, let's see. What hat does the people we don't like wear? What up? What up? I mean, let's Google what color of eyes mean. Green for the money, gold for the honey. What up? What up, ND? What up, Dustin? Okay. What do they mean? What do the color of eyes mean? Eye color is determined by genetics and melanin. While there's no strict scientific basis, brown eyes are associated with strength, reliability, and confidence. Most common, 55%. Blue eyes often linked to intelligence, analytical thinking, and youthful, enchanting nature. Higher tolerance for pain. Green eyes symbolize mystery, curiosity, and creativity. Quite rare, only 2%. Hazel, independent, spontaneity, balanced, adventurous personality. Gray eyes, mystery, wisdom, and intelligence. Do you like red hats? Blue and gray mixed. For health and prosperity. And you spelled it right. Yeah, blue eyes. The British are coming. They're wearing blue. You can change your eye color, you just don't want to do it. They have implants. They scrape out your existing and they can put in. They're so crazy looking. Look at these. Look at these. Yeah, my mother's eyes change colors. Hers go from like brown to like half green to like grayish, hazelish, and yeah, hers change. And I guess it's just like sun tanning. Like if it's melanin, green eyes are considered evil in China. Um, Babies change colors. They can do that too. Oh my God, don't change your eye color. Yeah, don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's called heterochromia. When you have different color eyes, heterochromia. Heterochromia. Heterochromia is a rare, harmless condition where a person's irises are different colors. Variations in melanin. 1 in 167 people, often inherited. Okay, so you wanted to say iris implants. Not virus. Virus. Yeah, here you go. So some people have injuries and whatnot, but look at this. This is crazy looking. Look at this. Where's it at? There. Oh, it's hard to see. Let me find a better one. Yeah, here's an iris implant. It's so creepy looking. Here's a better looking one, like more real. This is advertisement. This is all AI right here to look so beautiful, icy blue. Like, look, you were just plain Jane. The boys didn't want you. Then you went and came to our shop and got an iris implant, and now everybody loves you. But in actuality, it looks like this. You look like a freak, and the pupil size doesn't change. Ah, it's so creepy. Yeah, look at this. Do you want to go 50-50? Or look at the color of the skin. Like that like yeah, they're not even very good at it. All right, sorry. Sugar glider master race. That sounds racist. Racist. I can give you a blue eye, black and blue. Mine brown changed to gold and green. I did not expect that from a sugar glider. Stop flirting with me. Oh my god, it looks cool. Yeah, it looks cool, but the problem is your eyes don't work properly. It makes you a forever patient. They'll rot and deteriorate. You don't just get it once. Just like breast implants, they've got to be removed and reimplanted every like 15 years. Your body starts to reject them. It grows like a mass over it, and then they start to harden and become like bone. So then they start to shift, and then your boobs, like as your boobs naturally start to give into gravity, the heavier breast implant moves, and it can cause your breasts to sag much sooner. I mean, you're putting a lot extra weight in there. My uncle only has one eye. There you go. I dated a girl with heterochromia. It's a pity call. She turned out to be a furry. Didn't like that. Sorry, my furry brother. I want an AI ball with the Riz. Pretty cool heterochromia. Pretty cool. Oh, Meridia. One of my friends have a one eye as well. I call him Rasmus Glass Eye. I'm not a furry. It does. It's disgusting. It's so disgusting. And the thing is, you can tell by like you have to learn as young as you can about propaganda, about advertising, like this stuff. Like this stuff is so bad. They want if they can if any industry can make you feel bad about yourselves. Look how dead they look. If they can make you feel bad about yourself and make you pay to feel better about yourself, I'm already one. Why not use contact lenses? No, because that's not good enough. That's not good enough. What are you broke? What are you broke? You can't afford the actual surgery. What are you broke? This is how they emotionally manipulate people. Furry avatars, but furries are fun. Furry is a brain malfunction. I worked in ophthalmology for 15 years. He's right. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. How you doing, Cowboys for Christ? Yeah, this stuff is absolutely wackadoodle, and you've got like look like iris implant surgery. They remove your iris. Listen. The problem is if you have a disability, if you have a malformed iris and you have issues like light sensitivity, stuff like that, because the iris can't close up, these aren't functional irises. They aren't functional. They don't shrink up to close your pupil, the diameter of your pupil. It doesn't work. And they can be painful. They can be irritating. Look at this. This is a cosmetic, another cosmetic implant. This goes over top so that your other eye, but then your eye looks like that. Then the brown, you see, that's so yeah. And then you won't like it. Then you'll go back and they'll be like, well, we've got this new one. Yeah. Some dudes pay me up to $1,000 for custom. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, do that. Give them avatars. Avatars are avatars. 1,000 mile stare. It's insanity, right? Listen, don't mess with your eyes. Don't mess with your body. Listen, I don't get tattoos. I don't get my eyes. I don't get boob jobs. I don't get butt implants. All that stuff is so risky. And yeah, don't do that stuff. Don't get talked into it. Listen, fake AI bots will chat with you in your DMs, telling you how much they like you, this, and that, and then they'll slowly start shifting how they talk to you. Be like, oh, you'd be a 10 out of 10 if only. And then the next thing you know, you're like, okay, this, and that, maybe, and they plant the seed that you start to need surgery, and then you go out and you say, well, hey, let's go on a date finally. I don't know why this guy hasn't taken the lead and asked me out on a date, but I asked him, and now we're going to meet here. And then you get ghosted because they're AI bots. They're AI bots. Don't yeah, talk to people on the phone. I mean, even that's going to go bad nowadays. But be very careful. Photophobic problems for sure. Dry eyes, etc. Yeah. How old are you? She's 47. I think she's my age. Aren't you close to my age, Cora? You can't fool me. I know you all want the furries. Trying to make you seem like furries are bad people. Well, they're very, very smart. Do they even put you to sleep for the eye surgery? No, no, they don't. No, no, absolutely, no, no, no. They numb your eye with some numbing drops. And then I believe Cowboy for Christ can verify they have a point like on the ceiling that you just keep staring at so that your eye doesn't move a lot. I mean, for laser, they think they do the same thing, and that yeah, and they just do it. Do they paralyze the eye, Cowboy? No, yeah, no, right, no. I don't know about what you're talking about, Yogi. Stop being crazy. Okay, you're 32. I mean 33. I brought my ex-girlfriend and waged war in the comments. Yes, I like this. 92 at 77. Um, oh my God, that's so wrong. Why would you do that? First, First World Richard War. Dun, 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 dun. Look, I do not like. Listen, vanity, being vain, and wanting and listen, competition exists. I don't think people understand how really competitive people are even though they're told that everybody wants everything to be equal, equality, it's a lie. It's deception. People want you to think you could do it if only visit my doctor. My doctor, and like I used to have a girlfriend of mine was supermodel, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and she was picked up by a modeling agency, and they wanted her for local jobs. Like, so you start off just going to bars, restaurants, amusement parks, being beautiful, and you lie saying that you got surgery, you got implants, you went to this person, you went to that person, and these doctors, that's how they advertise. They have taken women that have natural, whatever, big boobs, big butts, and they said, I didn't always have a big butt because the girls get commission. Be careful. What up? What up, Driven? Driving 404. The first Richard World War. First World War of Richard's first World War. I don't need an eye color surgery to flex money. I got 32 gigabytes of RAM. Right, right. You're going to see rappers wearing RAM around their neck because it's more valuable than freaking gold. This would be the second. The First World War, but big pharma. Yeah, dude. There's guys. The spot you look at is almost important. Is the most important thing in the room. If you look away, you can literally blind. Blink because speculum slipped or sneeze and you can go blind in a second. Yeah, don't. Yeah. So the speculum is the thing that holds your eyelids open so that you don't blink. And if it slips, 2026. Yeah, 32 gigs is a flex. Thank you, driving brother. Hold on, let me get you on the wall here, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother. Driving. Oh, the long distance. I usually do this with my cell phone. Oops, oops, oops. Let me do this real quick while I'm at it. There we go. All right. I got 64 gigabytes of 4800 megahertz. I have 32 gigabytes in exchange for my kidney. I've been subbed for a long time. Is my name on the wall? If you subbed, your name should be on the wall. But if you never asked or I never said it, then we'll do it now. I got a 4 gigabyte, an extra 4 gigabyte paging file. We're in the trenches. I should have invested in RAM coin. 10, what up? Let me be right there. 10 years ago was 2016. 2016 was 10 years ago. How time flies. Absolutely. What up, Loretta? How you are? How are you? See, what's the mistake? And do you never got high on your own supply? Plenty of homeless out there. I'm about to buy an RTX 5070. It's only $1,000. How much RAM's in it? How much RAM's in a 5070? RTX 5070. Come on. Yeah, 10 years ago is 2014 if you were born in December. Well, right. Well, 2015 if you were born in December. 2015 does, then 16 gigs and 50. Okay. Military grade components, rock solid for longer lifespan. You're already on there. I added you like 2 weeks ago. I mean, what name did you want? You got BAITE on the wall. What name did you want on the wall? What name would you like? It's all right. You've been in here dozens of times. Uh, the massive price surge for RAM is because they're going to replace it with Ultra RAM. They're milking the old tech. They've got the supply that they want to get rid of. Yeah, absolutely. DDR6 is coming out too. I'd rather have a mid-range PC in a nice car than a PC in a Prius. Right? Yeah. In 50 years, 2 terabyte flash drive will be our floppy. Right. I've got right here. Oh, I lost it. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. This is 512 gigs. This is a half a terabyte in a thumb drive. All right, half a terabyte. Right. I don't know if I should. We're literally getting dumber as all. I agree. I don't know if I should wait for the super variant of the graphics card, but the current shortage, we might not see a super variant release. I have 2 terabyte spinning platter drives, like probably 2 dozen of them. I decommissioned a couple of servers. Yeah, those yeah, that's what I used to. I use Samsungs for all my SSDs. I'd rather have a beast PC and a nice car. Yeah. DDR6 consumer. The north-south bottleneck should developers' main focus. Listen, they know what they're doing. When you develop technology, you make it the best you can, then you regress just to make as much money as possible off the technology you make. This is why, like 4G, 5G, 6G, listen, they've got 38 freaking G cellular technology, and they're just releasing it so that they can keep upgrading the same thing. You can take the same phone, but offer 6G, then 7G, then 8G, and you don't have to retool your machines or anything like that. It's just a chip. Different radio. Wasn't the 5070 $600 3 months ago? Right now it says it's $619 right now. So that's what this says, $619. You can get $489 at Walmart, and then, but mostly everything says $619. 759, 619, 619, 619, 619, 619. What it do, dude? Bro, it's probably cheaper for some of you guys. Taxes in Denmark are insane. What good? They're playing the long game with the 5G crap. Yes, absolutely. Listen. So there's something called software-defined radio, okay? So with software-defined radio, okay, back in the day, you used to have to replace crystals, oscillating crystals, in order to change frequencies of things. Now you can do software-defined. So if you want 320 megahertz, whatever, you just have a very, very fast computer put out that frequency rather than using it. So you can software define. So you can update. The only real big thing is the antennas. But antennas now are just printed on circuit boards. And you know what size the antenna is for the frequency you want to use. You know in the future you want to use these other frequencies. You can just have them printed on the circuit board also. And then, yeah, so it doesn't, and then switch off. You're just using a simple transistor. Better budget than having nice stuff and live off of bread. Buy 49 is going to the 48 gigabyte mod. $2,600. I was about to say $1,000 is a crazy deal. It's right. And listen, there's a lot of interesting stuff about, like, all this stuff that just came out about gluten allergies and how they started around 2004. 2004. Roundup was allowed to be used as a desiccant. So instead of just being sprayed as like a weed killer, they said you can also just spray it on the food after you pick it. before you put it in a silo to dry it out so that you won't have mold and mildew. So then instead of it just being sprayed on our plant, our food before it was actual food, like while it was still growing and it could get washed off and everything, they started to spray it on as a desiccant before it went into storage. And then places would just buy that, grind it, turn it into flour. So then, yeah, so that and like they're using the same technology just in different ways. So what you're saying is we should develop a human antenna clothing line. Yes, absolutely. We can all hold hands together and make big antennas. Do you remember back when you had rabbit ear antennas on your televisions? And if you had a fuzzy picture, you could grab the antenna and it would use your body as the antenna, and you could get a better picture. You'd have like the kids hold the antenna during the show, so it would go hard. Depends on what you went. Ray tracing 90 70s. XTX are trash. 50 years ago, no one's allergic to peanuts either. Right. Yeah, chewing tobacco, mouth cancers. They're saying wasn't from the tobacco itself. It was from the pesticides on the tobacco. People would pick the tobacco, they would lay it in a drying barn to dry out, and then they would cut it up, whatever, and sell it to people. So it had all the pesticides and everything sprayed with that. So there's a big theory, and also there's a big thing about B12. The cyanide in cigarette smoke, the added cyanides in cigarette smoke combines with cobalamin and makes cyanocobalamin, and it also converts methylated cobalamin, methylcobalamin, to cyanocobalamin, the non-active form of B12. So you have all these people that it's just creating huge deficiencies, which weaken your immune system and lead to all this other stuff. There's a reason behind everything, and it's usually greed. My bunny ears. I'm so old. Yep, bunny ears. Even without ray tracing, it depends on what you're playing. Some games 5070 is better. Some games 9070 XC. But yeah, it depends what the game uses to do what the game decides to use, what algorithms and whatnot the game decides to use for its shaders and ray traces and whatnot. Hey man, what up, Bosnian Squidward? Once again, I'm just checking to see how you're doing. Doing good, my brother. Doing good. How you doing? What up, yummers? I saw a short where a person used a dumpster as an antenna to communicate. It sounded like it was police radio's voice. Dude, it's metal. It's conductive to a point. They're human. The goal is to disrupt the DNA from. Yes. Yep. Yeah, we have little bugs in our cells that can cut, replace DNA. When DNA rips, it can piece it back together. Yeah, it does. And then when DNA is too damaged, the subroutine, that DNA subroutine just gets skipped. And that's what happens when you have people with issues. Is like if you have a section, you do have a section of your DNA that makes that synthesizes what's it called? Tryptophan. And if 2 letters of the tryptophan synthase, the DNA that codes for that is messed up, it stops. It just stops synthesizing tryptophan rather than synthesizing wrong tryptophan because it's so expensive metabolistically. And you couldn't buy it from abroad and ship it. We talked about that earlier, and it was pretty expensive just to ship some stuff. It was like $120 for me to ship something from here to him, like a letter, like a little bit bigger than a letter. What up, Tamid? Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff, Dale. Pretty interesting stuff. Oh, dang it, broke it again. There we go. Yeah. What do you have to say about that, Bart? I can't believe I could maybe if I find it in Europe, outside of Europe, it would be taxed, but shipping might be a little crazy. So the way you would have to do it is, in order to make it worthwhile, is you'd have to spend a lot of money. Like if he could find 5 other friends that wanted these devices, and then you could ship 5 of them for the same $120, so it would reduce the fees that you pay would reduce because you're shipping so many more. There gets to be a point where the shipping stops. Like a shipping container costs one amount for the size of the shipping container, whether there's an envelope inside or whether it's full of a bunch of cars. So you could get to the point that makes it worthwhile. That's what importing, exporting is all about. Hey, Yogi Bear, I don't get the jab. That's what it does. Fresh food, water is the safest. Yep, 100%. I agree. Mike says, I heard Warsh being hired for the Fed is going to. I heard Warsh being hired from the Fed is big from the drop we saw. What do you think? What do you predict? I predict we are going to go into a very prosperous future. So if you guys have kids, if we have any money, buy some precious metals beyond that, so 100 pounds ago. Yeah, me too. I that's what I do also. I don't understand the reasoning. I've looked into. Okay, check it out. One of the big things that's going on is Trump just enacted this thing called the Trump accounts. Every child that's born in the United States, every newborn American child gets $1,000 put into an account. That's an investment account. So the government makes some money off of these investments. So then the better the American economy does, every man, woman, and child that's born from this point on, that will go up. He says so. At the rates we're at now, the child should have that $1,000 will turn into $50,000 by the time the child turns 18. But at the growth we're at, if it continues, it should be between $100,000 and $500,000. So then every child that's born gets money from the government that they can't touch until they're 18, and that can when they're 18. So what's going to happen is this is guaranteed money, at least $50,000 per person that they can spend on spend whatever they want basically. So now you're gonna have so many countries, countries all over that are investing in America, anticipating on that big spend. So you have a bunch of companies now that were investing on the welfare part. So like you had a bunch of companies, like even Amazon was accepting food stamps for stuff that was non-food because they wanted to get. So this is going the other way around. So instead of it possibly being cut off, all of these so all of this stuff is being based on any investments that this Trump account is going to be invested in is guaranteed, because you're guaranteed buyers, you're guaranteed stockholders will buy the stock, because it's going to be the government. Every time a new child is born, more investments can be made in American companies. So it's going to force progress in the economy. So then you won't need to give as many people homeless assistance and food stamp assistance, because they'll have plenty of money by the time they're 18 to deal with that. And then there'll be companies that'll just be formed to help these people spend their money. And whether they're good people or bad people will want to get rich off of this, because it's guaranteed that these people will at least have $50,000 in an account by the time they turn 18. That will allow them to also work with credit. So you can guarantee. So if the kids want to get credit co-signed by their parents, they can use the account as a collateral, saying, okay, I'll give you $50,000. And if you don't pay me back, when you get that money at 18 years old, I want that money plus interest. So all this type of stuff will happen. So we're about to have a big boom. Masks are, I might tell you like that as well. Japan, the dark side of that, richest people are treated like stocks, aka property. They always have, man. They always have, Yogi. They always have. Sussy says, did you know I'm typing because I'm typing? I did know that. How are you? Well, with Danish laws, if you order to buy anything outside the U.S. exceeds $516, you have to pay 25% VAT being in Denmark. People, man, what up, ADHD? Yeah, so whether you like Trump or not, you need to learn how to benefit off of the politics, no matter who's in power. No matter who's in power. So many people will not sign their kids up for this because I hate Trump. So they're going to throw their kids' futures away just because they hate somebody. Why don't you just try to benefit off of it? Why don't you just try to benefit off of it no matter what happens? That's what you have, like people. The guy that owns Fox also owns a liberal news agency, so he's benefiting from both sides. That's how you do it. You don't just throw your life away for some wackadoodle politician. I am money, always have, always will. Namaste. Yes, there you go. That 1,000 seems like a good deal now. Right. So the interest compounds. So the $1,000 is invested in that investment account. So if that makes 10%, then the next year that's at $1,000 is worth $1,100. So now that's invested in. Now that gets 10% the next year. That turns into $1,312 or whatever the math is. And then it keeps going boom, 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 boom. So all of these companies, and then now you know how much money is in America in American youth accounts. The government will know this, and they're tax free. They're tax free accounts. So you have all the if you started working at 16 or whatever 14, and you're paying half or the third of your money to taxes, you don't have enough money to start investing, so you can't compete. This will allow people to compete. Which I think is a great idea. That's a great idea. Thanks. It's still a bit confused why it brought gold and silver down, but I'm a complete novice. It's definitely complicated. Our finance it's very complicated. I can try to talk through it the best I can. There is a big thing going on with the amount of money and that our mines have. A lot of the mines that are mining silver and gold now are holding on to it. They're not putting it into the market because it's going up so much. Multiple hundreds of percent over 1 year. January, it was $20 an ounce for silver. Silver's at, what is that today? Silver spot price. Okay, so we're at $86 today, right? So, let's see. So you have you typically have a trickle into the economy of like when gold is mined, you also get a little bit of platinum, a little bit of your silver, all precious metals. Basically, they're coagulated or concentrated in the same areas. So you have a bunch of people that are taking it off the market. They're saying it's not for sale. So now you have reserves from what I've read. The reserves have been released in. So gold, silver that was mined at a much. I mean, it's still at that spot price, but it's flooded the market. So many people did what's called. When it dropped from 118 to 103 yesterday and the day before, Monday, Tuesday, they panic sold. So they flooded the market. Now there's way more in the market, so it's not as rare. So then you get basically it's like a correction. But then give it a couple days as people start moving things around, it'll start buying in. So you just got a lot more. So many people panic sold, which causes the drop. But the thing is, it doesn't matter unless more silver comes available from mining, which it only increases about 1% to 2% a year. And they're holding off on it. It's still going to become more rare, but they cause false rarities because they're holding a ton of it, multiple tons of it from the mines that they're not saying because they know it's going up in price and they want. But there's going to be when that gets released and all that gets sold. Now a whole bunch of people are holding that silver and gold. It's not available, so what is available goes up in price. I don't know if I answered the question for you, but I think a bunch of people freak out. They're like, "Oh, it's up to $119 or whatever it was the other day. $119. Yeah, $119. 117, 119.38. Yesterday. Here, you can't see what I'm looking at. Let's do that. So it went up to. It went up. It did hit 120. You can't see it, but it hit 120 right here. And then it dropped to 113, and then it dropped to 103 or whatever yesterday. So many people were like, "Oh my goodness! I need to get out. That's my life savings." So then now they sold all that. So now a whole bunch of silver comes on the market, and now it's cheap. So if you don't remember, you don't lose your money until you sell your precious metals. If you just forget about it until you need to sell it, like then that's all you need to worry about. The anxiety, people like look at it every day. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm losing, because they bought it at 80 and whatever. So they're thinking it's going to keep dropping. So people keep panic selling. That's a good thing. Just close your eyes until you need the money. Then when you're going to buy a house, let's see what silver's at. The anxiety, the panic selling is huge. But the thing is, they'll let the panic go to get it as low as possible, and then they'll move stuff from like cash into it. You'll get a bunch of people buying it now at $86, and then if it goes back up to 120 in a few days, they just made a crap ton of money, way faster than you could. But yeah, you gotta not panic. That's the big thing. If you didn't listen to the news and you didn't know that global warming was killing everybody and destroying the planet, you wouldn't, nothing, and then they said, oh, we were wrong, we moved a decimal point in the wrong place. You would have never had the stress, everything would have been fine. You got to just stay away from it. Don't play it like a day trader, play it for the long term. It will continue to rise. There's so many companies in America that haven't even been started yet. They're being built, so they haven't been started, and they are going to use silver in their products. Their AI chip production fabs, just standard silicon production fabs, batteries, all kinds of stuff. So the companies that support them will supply them with the silver that they need, but they'll supply it in like liquid forms, like silver nitrite and silver nitrates and whatever. So that hasn't even been purchased yet. So they'll be like, okay, well, in another 6 months, we'll start be producing. So now we have to buy tons and tons and tons of silver, which will drive the price up, because all of these companies are going to need to fill their stocks. So we're still going to have, in my estimation, another very big jump. There's some people talking about $300 by the end of the year. Still, but this is stuff because a lot of people got into silver and gold in the past month, but they don't know what they're doing. And so they bought it at 90, and that now it's below 90 again. They don't want to lose their ass, so they're dumping it. So there's a lot more supply. Okay, sorry. But the kids have to be born after a certain year, right? I couldn't get 1,000 for my kid. Let's check. Hold on. Trump account starts for kids born after what year? Let's see if it can say anything. January 1st, 2025. Children born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028. Yeah. So yeah, after January 1st today, right? But this is the thing also. You can add up to $5,000. So churches, parents, and somebody else. Churches, parents, and maybe it's just relatives can add up to an additional parents. Okay, churches can add up to an additional $5,000. So if you've got $5,000, stick it in your kid's account. Then they'll go up that much quicker, right? And so, right, global domination. It's shiny pretty rocks. Okay, I'm buying a car in Denmark. Life's unfair. We got a Bugatti. All right, what am I missing here? We need money for our free healthcare system. It's cool. So right. Free ain't free. What up, Jax? Precious metals are good to own. What up, Jax? If $18 becomes worth $10, your cash will have lost value beyond gold. Right. The thing is, if you have money, if your wealth is in a currency like the dollar, the yen, whatever, and that crashes, the paper is worth paper. If you have it in precious metals and the country goes to crap, you could, like America could sell it to Saudi Arabia or Denmark or Canada for the value of gold. So it's not tied to that dollar. I guess you can't compete where money is going. Increase price on everything. Increase the price on everything where you have to pay the free schools and get cancer treatment. Right? Yeah. Don't get cancer. Nothing against the big town. Still hasty enough to say look around in a big town. Hey, Richard, I'm here. What was your day? Day was good, my brother. Day was good. Right. So the way to invest your money, if you put your money in a bank, you've got to pay taxes on that money, especially if it's in a savings account where you get interest, because that's income. If you invest it in assets, you don't pay taxes on it till you sell them. So if you were going to get $100,000 from your company, just say, you could say, give it to me in gold, and then there's no taxes because you don't get that. You're not taxed on that until you sell the gold. So if that $100,000 of gold goes up to $500,000, you only get taxed on what you pull off, and then it's a percentage of that, and the percentage should change, and you can move things around. You can move it to a different country. Like you don't have to sell the gold in America. You could sell it in some other country. It's just, I mean, it's got to be shipped, but you can also get digital gold, which means they don't have to actually ship tons and tons of gold around the world. The train collector. I got nothing again. I mean, I don't know. What up, Scott? What Space Cow got going on here? Jeez, dude, what is this going on here? Oh, jeez, don't do that. Oh no. Jeez Louise, that's a lot. Hey, knocked him out. Knocked him out with the belly flop. Knocked him out with the belly flop. Yes, Twitch is running. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, if anybody's got Twitch, I'm trying to get a couple of people on Twitch, please. I got 21 followers now. All right. Well, yeah, yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. Um, but so let's look. So but if you look at silver over the course of a year, this is what's happened at the end of the year. So just it was Tuesday, November 18th. It was at $50. So right now it's at 87. It's still gone up like 70%. What's my total at here? 70. Oh, I'm sorry, 184%. My maths, I know from the beginning of the year. Yeah, it's gone up 184% in 1 year. If you're in the S&P 500, that's gone up 12%. So you would have got 12% in a year. If you've bought silver a year ago, it would have went up $184, 184%. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Julio. Julio. Yeah, yeah. It's still a great thing to do. And like I said, once the companies start ramping up production in America, other companies are going to be like, oh my goodness, look how much money these companies are making. I want to start a company. And then they're going to need their precious metals, especially electronics companies. They're going to need precious metals. So you have all these most of our electronics come from India and China. They're going to start coming from America. And then people will start competing. Other companies, so the one or two companies or whatever that's starting in America, that will end up being 40 companies. Companies in every state, they all need precious metals. The ones that do need precious metals will need a lot of it. So the suppliers, so investing in the suppliers that actually buy the silver is very good. I shall disappear. He's a magician. Where was I? Let's see. Oops, I broke that again too. Oh man, what did I do? Oh, what did I do? Okay, all right. Yeah, I slept. I slept great. I slept great. All right. I'm gonna actually. I'm gonna start collecting brain rot cards, brother. I'm telling you, you had a good idea. It's on my list. I assume your position while I get the paddle. All right, so I'm gonna take a break till about 3. Then we'll do. I just had some time now, so I figured I would jump on. 3 o'clock. I'm gonna try to find 3 people at least that will watch the rest of the night on Twitch, so I can get my hours. And you have to have at least 3 people watching in order to get to go up to the next goal. Got invisible like John Cena. All right, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. I appreciate y'all being on. Thank everybody. Thank everybody. Thank everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye.